Well, not very often in a day, a week, or a month are you going to win 7 races in a row, and that's exactly what we did. Now, I say that because Vehement, off 10 days, new track, new driver. I'm hopeful that we'll do good, but when I'm looking at Vehement, dancing by myself, who's just trying to get his career, quite frankly, on the move, and then in third, Admiral Dio, first start on Lasix, again off 2 weeks. I don't think we're going to win the next 3 in a row. So I don't know where our streak will stop, but even if it stops at 7, it has been a tremendous run. You know, I keep telling you guys, it's as we chip away and start to move some of the horses out that aren't going to cut it. It just seems like the other horses race better now. Granted, being able to race Patrick DePrana in the 35 class looks like money on fire. You know, Tim has got him creeping back forward. You know, here's a horse got 2 wins in 3 or 4 seconds in his last 5 or 6 races. A very good spot for looks like money to be, and he is on fire right now. And then you know, you look at the horses last night. Kadoo, I was not optimistic he would win, but you know, Jason said he trained good on Saturday. We have him right where he should be, and the horse responded and raced well. I honestly, and you guys know this, the way I was talking, I was kind of almost leaning towards waivers. Before the race, I was trying to get our ducks in a row to potentially move Kadoo. Now you look forward, here's a horse that won the maiden in 2-2, looked good. There's no reason to believe that 2-2 is going to be his ceiling. Now, before I get too far down that path, he's got a long way to go before I start touting him as a potential stake horse in any scenario. But he won, and he looked good, and that is a lot better than I thought. I like the horse, but they always have that last hurdle, right? You always have to be able to push forward. You have to qualify. He qualified okay. His first start, 2.5, not very sporty. And I could see improvements last night. The shoes, we bar shoes on him up front. You know, he felt a little lethargic when I quarter poled him. Don't think I didn't have deja vu. I moved out. Here's Kurt on the front, and I'm quarter pulling. My old buddy Kurt will take care of me. I had a little shiver go up my spine, but it was the move to make at that moment. Now the horse in the front was 3-5, but it just seemed like to me the body language. Kurt, first off, he was trying to get in the 2-hole behind a longer shot. Why wouldn't he cut me loose at, I don't know what I was, 3-1 or 5-2 or 9-2 or something? Especially in a maiden, they're always gapped out. There's always 2 or 3 breakers. And that's exactly what he did. But Kadoo raced good. I'm just trying to throw, yeah, there we go. He raced very, very good, and I was happy with the way he did it. You know, we start off the day. Rosetta, question marks. Is she going to race good? I talked to Hunter. Finally got to chat with him today after the race. He said she was great. Hobbles were a little too tight. And I said, well, I had told both you and Tim before the race, err on the side of caution. You know, we can always let the hobbles out, but I don't want to come off the track and say, we should have had them just a hole or 2 tighter, and I think she would have stayed at it. That's the last thing I wanted to see. So great job by Hunter and by Tim and his crew. We can let those hobbles out 1, 2, 3 holes whenever we want, whenever we want. I think I just said whenever twice. Wherever, whenever. She was good. Century Legion. The last place I wanted to be was 4th along the rail, coming to the half. I just didn't. I know, I can tell you right now, if I come first over and he trots the turns hard, when we get him squared away so he trots the straights the same as the turns, it could be a nice call. He trots the turns hard. If I let him loose going into that turn, I clear that horse in a heartbeat. But down the backstretch, is he going to get out of gear? Am I going to lose him? Is he going to fizzle out? Is he going to come 31-3 on the end of it and waddle under the wire? I don't want that. I know that if I'm anywhere near the lead going into that turn and I get a run at them, I should be fine. I didn't get that chance to get the run at them though. I was buried. And I had to zip back to the inside. Now, the biggest question of all, is he going to stay together and is he going to be able to advance on the leaders down the lane? He did get out of gear a couple of times, but I had him wrapped up pretty good going through the wire. Jason said, geez, you almost lose him. I said, a couple of times. But he chose to stay at it. And we should be able to work. It's not like he's lame or sore and he's not chewing at himself too bad. I think it's a couple of little things that just bite him a little bit that we just have to work on. His hots bothered him last week. We had some vet work done. I don't think it dramatically helped. Helped a little bit. But here's a horse that wants to do his work. That's the common denominator here, right? Rosetta wants to and wanted to do her work. Wants to win races. You know, she went from that crazy filly last year to just ducking her over, following, moving her. When you move her, all business through the wire. Century Legion, same thing. It's easy to win races when you put horses in a position that want to win races. To win those races makes your job so much easier. Patrick de Piranha, I don't want to leave with him. I didn't want him on the front, but just he was in with such a watered down group. There was only a couple in there that were any good. And to get away fifth and stop what would have been Chris Lems alone on the front end of himself, I don't think I beat him. So he's getting better, but he still has a ways to go. We're going to go back to the drawing board and duck him again until we, hopefully, what we'll have is a form of Patrick de Piranha back. That's what we're looking for. And as I said, Kadoo went out and raced great. Looks like money today. It was fantastic. Tim has him firing on all cylinders. The horse was great. Very happy with him. Now, a couple of people noticed that Trosa is Indigo. Now, this is Daniel's horse. Not like it's a stable horse, but we do train him. And I was planning on taking him over here. Harry opted to put him back in on Monday. To be fair, I had a conversation with you, but I didn't have a direct conversation with Harry. It's my fault. So as I go up to the farm on Saturday morning, I might train that horse up a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to head up there in the morning. Now, I have to get a hold of Dominic and Danny right now and double check that they are going to drone the horses tomorrow. That's the plan. We've got a busy day tomorrow. We are going to be up at the crack of dawn. Before, whatever that means, before the crack of dawn. We'll be leaving in the dark. Kids got to go to school in the morning, and we have a lot of horses to train. A lot of people saying, hey, how come this horse is scratched, or why does it say different sets? Just because you can get into the back end of the system does not mean you should be lurking in there. That's our training sets for tomorrow. We have a ton of 3-year-olds training. A lot of people saying, why are we... And it was funny because a lot of people have asked me, why is Aunt Lily getting close? Why is Arrowhead Hanover getting close? Why are these horses getting ready so early? I don't know if everybody's been paying attention, but this is absolutely by design. I've talked about this for months, quite frankly. I want Aunt Lily to race 2 or 3 times in March. Give her a real short break and have her ready to go for the stakes. I want Arrowhead Hanover to be ready for a few weeks. Put them away and bring them back. The same thing we did with Time Is On My Side last year. That's why they're going to be ready, and that's why they will race in March. Gorgeous package, same thing. The only horses that are going to be late to the party are Momentum Worry, Captain Incredible, Gaslight's training back great. I'm going to train all 3 of them at 1.5 miles tomorrow. Everybody else is going a little bit quicker tomorrow. And I'll have everybody know, Trucker, I knew he'd come around. No, I didn't. I was going to send him to Ontario. I didn't know he'd come around on a half. It just seems like we've trained him a million times in 220, and we've not been able to push forward. I put him in the race bike. We added a lot of weight up front. The only horse I can remember in my life wearing as much weight up front as I'm a Trucker did in the training trip was Spirit of Dio. Now, for those of you that are horse people out there, there's a filly that won multiple times in 53, 54. I won in Hoosier. She won maybe the Open, I'm not sure, but she won classes here, Toronto. She won everywhere. The Berg brothers owned her. Nice people. And actually, we owned her. They ended up buying us out. They always owned a piece of her. And just a really, really nice filly. And she wore 5/8 and flip-flops up front. Now, she wore 2-ounce toe weights and at least one, if not two, sets of bell boots from time to time. It's a lot of weight. I'm a trucker trained in 2.7 last half in 102. And he had 3-ounce toe weights, 5/8 up front, 2 sets of bell boots. I even took the boots off from behind and put vet wrap. I didn't know how he'd do. Now I do. He was very, very good. By far, by open lengths, the best he's ever trained in his life. Felt like a pretty decent horse today. So that's great. He's on track. We have like 10 horses that'll be ready to go in the next 2 weeks. And a number of horses qualifying tomorrow. A ton of horses training tomorrow. It is going to be a very busy and chaotic day at the barn tomorrow morning. And I told Amy's like, oh, Amy's always worried about everybody stressing out in the barn and too much being done and too much going on. And I told her, listen, sometimes you just got to get in the ring. You want to learn how to do it right. Sometimes you have to be forced to do it right. And that's our caretakers we're talking about. The spring, heading into the summer, is full speed ahead. And you roll in there on a Saturday or tomorrow, a Friday, and we have 40 babies to train and 10 horses to go 2 trips. It's a busy day. But you know what? That's a job. And at some point, there has to be a baptism by fire type thing. And that's what's going to take place tomorrow morning. I told all our trainers, double check all your equipment, make sure it's all on good. If it's not, you and the caretaker will be getting talked to afterwards. I want to make sure that everything runs smoothly, but everything runs hard tomorrow. I want everybody working, all hands on deck. So Amy will be at the barn early. I'll be there as soon as the school opens at 7:40 a.m. and those children will be ready to go in the front door at 7:41. I'm going to head over to the barn and we're going to start training. I'll give you guys a ton of reports the whole way back to Ontario. Is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. the entire McDonald clan heads back to Ontario. Ollie for ball practice, us for the O'Briens. My parents are flying in Friday evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. A great weekend ahead for all of us. In regards to us, the stable, big weekend ahead. We got the finale of today. Got some horses racing in Ontario. We get Vehement in Miami Valley. Tomorrow should be a lot of fun also. Spitfire Overseas. I talked to Ronnie about him just to refresh him. Ronnie's already gone with him at least once. But he's in a great place tomorrow. Never Lose Felix. I'll talk to James tomorrow about him. Just curious what his thoughts are. Foxy Seaside, Chevron's Bypass. The Chevron's Bypass is a 10-hole. Thought we get rid of those 10 holes this week. Blue Ventura, 8-hole and an 8-horse field. That's not fun. Greatest Ending is in on Super Bowl Sunday. And then Monday we have Drebin. Apparently I'm going to drive JK Victory at Northfield Park. 9 holes, not where I want to be, but I'll tell you what, I'll take it over the 6, 7, and 8 anytime there. And then Trosa, we will race Trosa. Not my first plan would be to race Trosa, but we'll race him on Monday. He was very hot the other day. He did shut his air off. We're going to make a few little equipment changes. I'm going to go up to the barn and go a slow mile with him on Saturday to see how he feels, to see how he looks, to see how he is. And then we'll go from there. So that is what's going on. We had another great day. We get all the way. Somebody just ruined it for me. Made a break. Vehement made a break. I have to talk to Stacy and see what Brett thought about Vehement making a break. Anyway, our streak is now officially over at 7. 7 races in a row we won. We won 2 on Tuesday, 3 on... No. Yes, 2 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday, and we won with looks like money today in the open trot at the Meadows. And sadly, that is where it comes to an end. Vehement has made a break. We will figure out why. Emerald Dio dancing by myself tonight, and hopefully we can get things back rolling on Friday. Spitfire, Never Lose, Felix, Foxy, Seaside. Chevron might be a little tough from the 10 hole. We'll see. Super excited. Lots ready to go here. By the middle, I would say by Valentine's Day, we'll have another 5 qualified and 10 ready to school and qualify shortly after that. My plan is to have Freedom Hill, Gorgeous Package, Mount Lily, Arrowhead, Hanover, all those horses ready to go by the first part of March. That's the plan. And a few more also. So with that, I'll let you go. Have a great rest of your day. For all my partners, great day with money. Hopefully we finish it off with a pretty good night at Mohawk. Take care. I will talk to all of you very soon.